Well, that was a crazy one. Probably one of the. What up? Welcome back to Bones Reviews. And tonight, I just finished watching Midsommar. I do have this pretty cool slip cover edition of the Blu-ray. I had never watched this movie before, so it was pretty long. I think it was at least two and a half hours long. But I did watch it all, and I have to say, it was pretty good. It gives me some throwbacks to like The Wicker Man. Have you ever seen that movie? That old school movie? Of course, I do own that on the Anchor Bay edition. But I always enjoyed that movie. Of course, they had the pretty bad remake from Nicolas Cage, but even that one's watchable. I've watched it a couple of times. It's a unintentionally funny, that one. But that's another one you could check out. But this one, of course, is a 2019 film directed by Ari Aster. It stars Florence Pugh, Jack Rayner, and that kid from We're the Millers. Now I have to say the beginning of this film, the opening, it feels real cold and dark, and it kind of like sets you up for what the rest of the movie will be, which will be like in a lot of daylight and stuff like that. But the actual intro, I even felt like the chills and stuff, because it was like a lot of snow, a lot of like dark subject matter. But then once you get into the past the intro, the opening of the film, you go right into the where the kids go on to like a trip with some of their friends into like another country, and it's like a kind of like a commune, where everybody lives together and they work together and they have their own rules and their own society in that commune. Another thing I want to say is the director. He has some pretty like innovative shots. Sometimes I got kind of like it was like overly used. I mean, because we get it. You like to invent shots and stuff like that, but they were still beautiful. There was a lot of beautiful shots, and a lot of like using mirrors to like get a shot in, and then have someone come in. It's pretty interesting. It makes it interesting because I kind of compare it to like the old school comic books back in the day. They just had the panels, like they hardly ever got away from panel like that down the page, so you could read it, you know. And the later artists and stuff like that, they started making big spreads and like bundling up the panels, and the characters would sometimes leak off the panel, and that's what this director did. He didn't just make just regular shots. A lot of the shots had to be inventive, and different shots that you don't see, and that kind of like keeps you interested in the movie. And as it builds up the pace, you're still in it. You're still in it. A lot of inventive shots in this one. A lot of cool inventive shots. But once they get to the country, wherever they go to stay, then it's pretty much a lot of daylight, and you really start getting into the story. And you could kind of tell there's something off. Like, just as soon as they meet the people and stuff like that, you could just tell something's weird. I mean, if I was there, I would have been like, hey, you know what? This is not a good idea, because these people are kind of freaky. But I really enjoyed where they first get there and they drop some mushrooms, and like the way it's filmed, and like the way like stuff melts and stuff. It's just really visceral and like a cool shot where the girl looks at her hand and like the grass is growing through her hand. It like freaks you out and stuff. I mean, I could imagine watching this on shrooms, and I'd be like, uh, frying balls. But besides that, once you get past that, you really start getting into the darkness of this film, like the issues that it deals with, and I could kind of understand like how the commune people think about these outsiders coming in and the way they treat them and stuff like that. It's pretty tripped out. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I'd have to say I give this movie 3 rewatch screams out of 5. So it's really rewatchable. I have heard that they have a director's cut. So as soon as I stop recording this, I'm gonna get right on that and order me a director's cut so I could watch it again in the full director's version. I think they only have a region B of that version, but I'll just have to watch it in my office where I have a region free player. So I'll still get to watch it. But pretty good movie, pretty awesome. Like I said, 3 out of 5. It's really rewatchable because there's a lot of things I know I missed, so I'll have to rewatch it again just to like catch everything. But I did catch a lot of things like before it happened, but some things were really shocking. And I think a lot of times like the directors now, they want to show you everything, when sometimes it's better if they keep some things like, to the mind, like unintangible, or something like that. But then they don't show what you really want to see. They don't show it. So like you don't see what you want to see, but then they show you what you're like, oh, I don't want to see that. And then they show it to you, which is all good in filmmaking. All that. That's what makes each film special. But really awesome film. Highly recommended. We'll rewatch it a couple of times. So that's Midsommar. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.